this is where we are. Okay, look at this story. Oh shit. Okay, look at this story. So this is one of those Twitter headlines, right? Because this was going viral last night on Twitter. So Sinaloa cartel, Los Chapitos faction threatens U.S. citizens and FBI Director Cash Patel in Los Cabos, right? So, can you read that, Dana?
Yeah.
You read contacts or something?
Yeah, but I'm just concerned.
Okay, just read the top of that.
Like the Los Angeles, that part? Or the Los Capitos?
Uh-huh.
The Los Capitos faction of the...
Do you speak English?
It's not English.
You're starting to read, but you don't sound like English in your native tongue.
That's not English. Cartel erected banners in Los Cabos, Baja California Sur on October 6, 2025. Warning of violence against American visitors and residents starting October 5th, 2025 in retaliation for U.S. drug lab raids and seizures. The messages specifically name FBI Director Cash Patel and accuse U.S. officials of interfering with cartel operations. Mexican authorities removed the banners and deployed additional troops, while the U.S. State Department elevated its travel advisory for Baja California Sur to level 3, advising travelers to reconsider visits due to crime risks.
Okay, now, there's an issue with this for me. Okay, let's listen to what this dude said. Since it's the top video, got 40,000. I don't know what he said. I haven't watched this. He could be agreeing and he could be joking. Okay, let's look at this. But I have a particular feeling.
If you or your loved ones are going to be traveling to Mexico in the next few months or even next year, just know that the cartels have put a warning out. They put a huge banner out. In that banner, they name Cash Patel, the FBI director, and they state that they're being hurt because too many of their shipments are being stopped, that they're threatening to hurt American tourists, to retaliate for what's going on with all their drug shipments not being able to get through. If you're going, or your kids, or somebody you know, send this to them. It's been confirmed. It's all over Mexican media. Soon you'll start seeing it here on American media. I usually get a little bit ahead of what's going on because I'm paying attention to other media in other countries. They're already talking about it. They're already discussing it. And it's legitimate. It's a legitimate threat. They're saying stay out of places like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, even Tijuana. They're even saying stay out of Tijuana because this is where the cartels will be searching for American tourists for kidnappings, amongst other things, in threat to the fact that their shipments are just not getting through. If you or your loved ones are going to be...
Okay, all right. Now, Dana, you want to go first?
Well...
Okay, go ahead, you go first.
No, you go first, and then I'll give you my opinion, because I think I'm a little closer to this than
guys,
you are.
Okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. Because the cartel, as dangerous as they are for me and you,
they don't bother tourists.
They do not want to fuck with the United States government of America, especially under Donald Trump, because that motherfucker don't follow international rules. He does not care. He'll blow you up, in front of the capital of Mexico, if he feels like it. So this seems like they being set up, and I can tell you why.
It's set up for a gang war, is what it's setting up for.
But let me tell you why. Under Biden, about a year or two ago, it was this black woman and her 3 friends. They went with her. It was a woman and three males. Okay, they went to Mexico for her to have some kind of plastic surgery. Mm-hmm. They got intercepted along the way by the cartel, right? Who eventually killed one of them and injured a couple of them, and I think was holding the other 2 fucking hostage. Dog. The minute the cartel bosses heard about that, they freed them, grabbed the dudes who did arrest them, tied them up, and left them on the street for the police. You remember that? Mm-hmm. The reason they did that, and this was under Biden, because remember now, a lot of Republicans can think Biden is somehow weak or some shit like that, and that the world didn't respect him. Dude, it ain't like that. The U.S. president is the U.S. president regardless of what party you come from or what kind of fucking panties you think you're wearing. They put them dudes on the street fucking tied up to hand them over. The reason being is they never want to face off against a government of a particular country. So the cartel is not going to randomly attack Americans. It just, I mean, it could
not
happen.
American tourists.
Yeah, not American tourists.
Not
Now,
tourists.
if an American in a bar and there's a shooter and an American get hit, that's the crossfire, but they're not going to fucking intentionally do that. Especially because this would be bad, because seeing this, a lot of tourists would no longer go to Mexico. So that all our money will dry up and put the country in even dire straits.
And the
Put
resorts.
More pressure on them and the resorts, and the the Mexican people would even turn on them. So, I mean, could this be true? Yes. Could they be being set up? That's very possible, because I do not see even the sickest cartel boss doing some shit like this. And let me tell you some cartel bosses, right? They're not fucking dumb. Because remember now, you running an international drug organization. So this basically like you running fucking Coca-Cola. Except you got to do it from under a tree, switching houses every night. Everyone you interact with, you can't trust. Like these dudes, El Chapo was like a farmer or something when he was born, but those dudes are highly fucking intelligent. You know they set up their operation just by being brutal. Like anyone could kill someone else. But to have the brain and the muscle and all, and know how to pull the right strings to get your drug operation to be this multi-billion-dollar network is not for the dumb. So I don't see dudes doing this, but maybe. Dana, what you think?
I don't like it, but I agree with you. The cartel is not they don't want to draw that kind of attention to themselves anyways. They don't want to draw that kind of attention from our government to them. But I think what makes me nervous about it is it's like setting itself up for like some sort of...
No, but this would give the U.S. government the right to say, okay, we got to go in and deal with these dudes because they're threatening us. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You make it look like they're coming after you and then you go after them. Now, again, I could be wrong. I'm not siding with the cartel.
I just think that there's so many... I don't know. I don't know how to speak on this properly without saying too much. I just think there's a lot more going on at the borders with the drug running than just the cartels, that it could lead to bigger problems.
See, the United States would love to attack these dudes.
But what about the drug runners that are in the United States going to Mexico? You know what I'm saying? That like are not even necessarily buying from the cartel, but are like the cartel's rivals. Like it just doesn't seem like a good idea.
Two narco banners purportedly threaten Americans visiting. I mean, look.
What do the banners say? Can we see them?
I don't know. 2 banners reportedly left behind by members of the Sinaloa cartel. U.S. celebrates capture of Tren de Aragua leader. Okay, and the banners. Okay, it's not true, says Christian Baba. Oh, this is a different story. It's not true, says Christian Agundez Gomez, mayor of Jose El Cabo. We have investigated the information.
Do you know English? Do you know English?
We've investigated the information and determined the banners were never placed. You can't read like that.
You can't read
Mr.
like
Gomez
that.
insisted that an ongoing investigation by the state's attorney general failed to locate the threatening messages linked to organized crime.
I don't believe it.
Cartels have been known to hang narco banners on bridges, overpasses, threatening messages, but dude, they're not gonna fucking come to the U.S.
No.
I'm telling you, this is what I believe, okay? Trump want these fucking guys. So the United States, you need a reason to go in.
Yeah.
Like when we went into Iraq, that was because,
boots on the ground. That was crazy.
Okay, you said every single resort in Mexico is either owned partially by cartels or extorting owners. Every single one. I can believe that goes up.
It's true.
But that would hurt their business. You see what I'm saying? Like this is why this to me don't really make sense. Like I'm not saying these are good guys, but
they're not going to do this.
Will fucking fight the U.S.
No, they don't.
You see? So this kind of seems like now we need to do some shit. Like Napi Stick saying it, I didn't, but you get the point. I ain't necessarily trusting this because we want these dudes, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, is this that? I have no idea, you know what I mean?
We begin tonight with President Trump's declaration that the U.S. is now in an armed conflict with drug cartels. For weeks, the U.S. Navy has been targeting Venezuelan ships it says carry drugs to the United States. The White House is calling the drug runners, quote, unlawful combatants. That's a term that was once used to describe al-Qaeda members. CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie Dagger joins me from the Pentagon. So, Charlie, what does this designation of unlawful combatants mean when it's at home?
Yeah, so it has to do with that memo that you referred to, seen by CBS News and sent to Congress, where the president has made the decision that the U.S. is engaged in non-international armed conflict, very specific, against designated terrorist groups, in this case, the drug cartels. And as such, he's justified to use the U.S. military to deliver lethal force under his direct orders as the commander-in-chief. And the suspected drug dealers they've blown out of the water in recent weeks are, as you said, unlawful combatants, not criminals, because it would be illegal to just gun down drug dealers in the street without, an arrest, evidence, and a trial. But combatants can be killed on sight, even when they're not directly threatening U.S. forces or Americans. And that was argued last month by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Every boatload of any form of drug that poisons the American people is an imminent threat. And at the DOD, our job is to defeat imminent threats.
So he says if these designated terrorist organizations are poisoning Americans, killing Americans, they're no different from al-Qaeda, and they'll be treated as such.
And Charlie, you just emailed moments ago that the Venezuelan Minister of Defense claimed that U.S. jets were detected off of the coast of Venezuela. What's up with that?
Yeah, that essentially came from the defense minister. We just heard about that this afternoon. Now, we knew that F-35s had been stationed in Puerto Rico. I think they got there about a week and a half ago, 10 F-35s. And yes, according to the Venezuelan government, 5 of these F-35s were seen off the coast of Venezuela. They have been
anyway, they're talking about the jets now.
They've been brought in.
Okay, that news report is from 5 days ago, right? My point is so ever since Trump came into office, he'd been kind of talking with the cartels, right? And now suddenly the cartels like, hey, Americans, don't come. We putting up these banners. I don't know, dude. It looked like we putting up some kind of pretense that we need to go in to get these dudes. I ain't saying you can't go to Mexico and take out the cartel. I mean, that would be a host of problems because Mexico's supposed to be a fucking ally, even though they got all these cartels running shit down there. And getting rid of the cartels would make Mexico function better. However, be that as it may, that's not a simple operation, and you'd be fighting on supposedly your allies' territory, which they don't fucking want. But this sound to me like this like the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. You need a reason to go in. And then after we go in, oh, there was no weapons of mass destruction, you know what I mean?
That was so crazy. That was actually kind of funny.
So now this seems like, okay, it's the cartel's fucking time. Dude, if I'm a cartel member, I think y'all need to start thinking about retirement because these motherfuckers coming, dog. Once you're on the U.S. radar, that's it. You're fucked. Like that long line of trucks I showed you with all those guys, holding up their rifles, dude, a couple fucking drones and that shit's done. Like,
I'm just like,
yeah,
it's not going to be long before they can. I mean,
No, you're right. A lot of their politicians are on the cartel's payroll, but I'm just telling you, good luck, because the U.S. are like, we're fucking coming, So
it's
who knows?
Crazy.
But when they were talking about weapons of mass destruction, right? And see, the thing what Bush did is he sent out Colin Powell.
I forgot about Colin Powell.
Colin Powell at the time.
Yeah.
He was the first black Joint Chiefs of Staff. That's the highest ranking officer in the military.
He's scary
looking. I mean, well-spoken, polished, and Republican.
Yeah, he is very smart. He is very smart. He is very smart.
Vietnam and all that shit. He'd been in all these battles and stuff. Like, the dude knew his shit, right? And so he's telling the world that, hey, based on the evidence that the CIA and everyone gave him, that there's these weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and they're using mobile labs. Okay, so basically, dudes are driving around in trucks, and dudes are in the back in a container working on.
There's a whole. What's that movie? It's in that movie. Is it Zero Dark 30? Where they talk about it a little bit.
I can't remember, but
it's in one of those movies. A movie like that.
Okay, but that was the thing. Now, since that time, there's a movie, I think it was on HBO. It was a series, a docu-series kind of called Chernobyl. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. So Chernobyl kind of like educated the population on how nuclear facilities work, and dog.
And how they don't work.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. Even first world countries like America with all our money would want to drive around with dudes handling fissile material in the
car, in the truck, and they were like shitty trucks too. Like they would like blow up.
Like you do not want to do that shit. So in today's world, if Jesus came out and told us that Iraq was doing that, no one would buy that once you watch Chernobyl and you begin to understand like how much bullshit that was. Okay, did Colin Powell know he was saying bullshit? I don't know. Because he seemed like a pretty genuine dude, and I don't think he'd mislead us like that. And the whole world seemed to buy into it. But know what I know now, you can see there's no fucking way you can be in the back mixing shit and get it right.
Yeah. And not get blown up. Literally.
Or have cancer, because every one of them would have been exposed, and there'd be all kinds of radiation across the desert.
Teeth everywhere.
That should have been so bad. Well, I don't say quite literally a bang bus.
Literally a bang bus.
That was a mass destruction. Yeah, I mean, that was just crazy.
I remember when they were like, "Oh, there's none here," and we were like, "Oops."
Yeah. Oh, we couldn't find it. Yeah.
And they're like, "Oopsies," and I'm like,
Yeah.
What do you mean, oops?
Iraq was a complete and utter fucking disaster.
Yeah.
The only dudes who won out of Iraq was the dudes who like the oil guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
They made money, and the dudes who were manufacturing the weapons, but the American people itself.
No.
That was the biggest junk. And that was the first time that the world looked at America and be like, hey, you lied to us.
Yeah.
Because that didn't happen before, you know? But Stokey, even chemical weapons in the back of a truck in the desert in Iraq?
During that time, no.
Yeah, dude, and these aren't no like new Volvo smooth trucks like what Jean-Claude Van Damme was doing the splits on.
No.
This shit was some stuff that we dropping off packages at the shitty grocery store down the street in, you know what I mean? The wrong color and missing parts. No, dude. That was not going to work.
No.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Anyway, so we about to fight the cartel. Y'all get ready for that shit, okay?
Are you going to fight?
I mean, we can see how this goes. Cause
aren't you from aren't you familiar with these kind of fights?
What, like the drug dealers?
Militias.
We ain't got really militias in the Bahamas. We a bunch of drug dealers, depending on the time. Because
of day or year?
No, not my age bracket, but dudes who are older than me, like the generation before mine. Oh, you know what I mean? Okay, so, I mean, I told this before, so I can tell again quickly. The Bahamas is on the way to America. The Bahamas only 15 minutes away by plane, okay?
What?
Oh, you didn't know that?
From Florida?
Yeah. The Bahamas is part of the Caribbean, but some people don't even look at it like that, okay?
Oh, yeah, we have been over
Yeah, so look. So if you look at this map, the red dots are the Bahamas, right? So look at that. Look how close Fort Lauderdale is. As I zoom in on this, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So all these red dots here are the Bahamas.
Oh, that's
so this island up top here.
Right.
I mean that literally only like so these islands over here. This only like a few minutes away. All of this is only a few minutes away. So
is there only one place you can get a direct flight to Bahamas?
No. You could get direct flights from the Bahamas, even from LA. Oh, wow. But the thing is, when you have this many islands and keys, right? And some of them aren't even listed because some of them are so small. Mm-hmm. You get to. So what would happen is guys would then. Let me get bigger again. Sorry. So guys would. Let me make this a little smaller. Sorry, boys.
He was from Cuba, but you remember Elian Gonzalez?
Yeah, Elian Gonzalez. I remember that.
When they found him in the ocean, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But he was from Cuba, right?
Who, Elian?
Yeah. Or was he from... Where was he? He was from...
Oh, shit. Hold on, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I trying to make this work because I want to show them the setup. But I can't get my map to work right. Okay. Now we get our maps to work right. 1 second. But anyway, you see where Colombia is. You see where the U.S. is, right?
And where Venezuela is.
Right. So what would happen is dudes down here in Colombia would then, by plane or by boat, okay, which the U.S. is probably tracking, now come into the Bahamas, okay, up here. Mm-hmm. And on some of these islands and keys, they would have because some of these deserted, they would have runways.
Oh, the island.
Right, and then they'd build like docks and ports.
Like
so
in Blow.
Right, so you would come in your plane. Now there's 2 ways they'll do it. So you fly a plane over, and then you kick it out, and the dudes on the boat would pick it up.
Pick it up.
Right.
Got you.
So I'm leaving with an empty boat, so no one's, and I'm coming back loaded, right?
Yeah, but they would just say you're a fishing boat. So.
Right. Or they'd land on one of these islands, have us offloaded from one plane to the other plane, or from a plane to a boat to plane, and then so the whole island was fucking working, and then the U.S. was like, look, motherfuckers, either you all stop, or you're gonna have some problems. And that's how drugs stopped in the Bahamas, and then Mexico opened up. You see?
Damn.
But the idea, dude, these dudes, like when I was a little boy, some motherfuckers had some money, dog. And see, here's the thing. So like when you kick shit out of a plane, right?
Yeah.
You're kicking it down to the boat below.
You got to be close enough for it to
But the water is moving. The boat is moving.
Right.
The wind is moving. So a lot of times they wouldn't get all of it.
Yeah.
And so you walk in the beach. This never happened to me, but this happened to dudes.
They found drugs.
This happened to dudes I grew up with, who would stumble on a bag, a duffel bag
of drugs.
Fucking drugs.
Would they keep it or something?
I know multiple dudes. Listen, I personally know multiple dudes that has happened to.
Does this still happen?
That would be very rare now. Damn. It could happen, but it'd be very rare now. And then all of a sudden, you see a dude ain't got no money today. Next day, you see him in a fucking BMW, Mercedes, and shit like that, buying dumb shit, right? But that was a regular dog in the Bahamas when I was a little boy. Or like a plane crash. When you hear a plane crash, one of my boys I grew up with was named Plane Crash. That was his nickname.
You've heard?
His nickname was fucking Plane Crash. Yeah, would a plane go down back then?
You've heard a plane crash? You've seen it?
No, I've never seen one, but I'm saying this dude's nickname was Plane Crash. Because if a plane crash, it's loaded.
Yeah.
So motherfuckers on that site real quick, grabbing the drugs and moving out. You see?
I wish I...
Yeah. And then, I see Nappy Six talking about it. And then here's another thing with the Bahamas. Like I said, is the water is shallow with a lot of reefs. And if you don't know where they are, then that's a problem. So
you could get your boat stuck.
Right. So I also grew up with dudes who used to do shit, right? Like this one dude. And
dumb shit.
Dude, I could give you a boat twice as fast as his. He could have almost a fucking rowboat. And because you don't know the water, you can't fucking follow him, because he can do a little, he can cut this way, cut that way, go straight ahead, turn left sharp, turn right? And you can be like, that's odd. And then you just go straight line.
Into the reef.
And the whole bottom of your boat ripped the fuck off, dude. That was a wild time. I don't know what would have happened with the Bahamas had that shit continued. I wouldn't be here. I was definitely going to be a drug dealer. I mean, I'm just saying. Because that was what everybody was fucking doing.
You wouldn't have a baby. Do you know anybody that got lost in the Bermuda Triangle? So no.
I mean, when you live in the Bermuda Triangle, you don't worry about that.
Is that like not a thing in the Bahamas?
No, I mean, growing up, I see it on TV, but no one talks about the Bermuda Triangle.
I'm like, why? It's scary. People are genuinely afraid of it.
I know. I
haven't even heard about it in a while.
I know.
People be getting lost.
I know.
See?
Hold on, let me find. I'm trying to find a map of the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh my God.